There it is, 281. 281. What do you think about that? So guys, today is actually Wayne's birthday. Well, it's not today, but when this video comes out, it will be the day that the video comes out, if that makes sense, right?
Yep.
Wayne is turning 88 years old today. So, I'm going to fulfill one of my most requested videos, which is to tell the story of Ben and Wayne. Gets asked all the time, is Wayne my grandpa? All kinds of things like that. Sit down with Wayne. He's an interesting person. Chat a little bit, tell our story, and give Wayne a haircut. Yeah. Okay.
When I was making videos for the TV news.
Yeah?
Yeah, you have people say their name and spell it on camera, so you know how to spell it.
My name is Latimer Harevich.
What the heck is Latimer or Ribbage? Is that out of a movie or something?
No, I just dug it up. Rocky.
Where were you born?
Ute, Iowa.
Ute?
No, not Ute. Bern.
You were born in Bern? I thought you were born in Charter Oak.
Well, close to that. It was on a farm. Then we moved out of Bern, Iowa to Melbourne, Iowa.
How old were you?
Seventh grade.
7th grade? So you went to school, so you weren't homeschooled?
Van Cleve.
Van Cleve?
Yeah.
One-room schoolhouse, or what was it?
Well, it was high school.
All one school.
Yeah.
Did you have to walk uphill both ways to get there?
2 miles.
Did you play any sports?
Yeah.
What sports did you play?
Basketball, baseball.
Were you any good at either of those?
Oh, normal.
Normal? You weren't the star?
No, my brother was. We had a coach, and Dad was sick. I had to go take 2 loads to Chicago.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 loads of pigs to Chicago.
No.
What was it? Cattle?
Cattle.
Cattle? 2 loads of cattle to Chicago, huh?
Yeah.
What
And I come back with a trucker. I didn't come to school that day. I rode the truck.
Yeah, to Chicago.
Coach suited me up, but he didn't play me. And I was bad. I was bad.
And you're like, well, I had to take cows to Chicago. Go figure.
And I had to. But I like farming, see?
Go all the way through 12th grade?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What kind of student were you?
What?
What kind of student were you? Straight A's?
No. C, D, B.
B?
Yeah.
Just every single one of them? You didn't want to have any of them missing on your report card? You wanted to go
I
all the way through?
was pretty good in spelling.
Pretty good in spelling?
Yeah.
I wasn't good at spelling. I get my numbers and my letters mixed up. Not, I don't get numbers and letters mixed up, but I get them backwards. They tell me that's a condition.
But it isn't there anymore.
So after high school, you went to college for a year, didn't you?
Yeah, Ames.
To Iowa
Just
State?
one.
Was it called? Was it actually called Iowa State at that point?
Yeah.
It was Iowa State?
Go Plano!
But you weren't in college for very long, right?
No, I didn't like it. Then I went to junior college in Marshalltown.
Yeah.
And
You went to college for like a whole year, or did you even make it a
no,
whole year?
no.
What were you going to try and get a degree in?
I didn't know.
Oh, you just went to college.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you finish JUCO then?
No.
Yeah. So
If I didn't
if you
go
didn't
the draft,
if you didn't enlist, you'd have to go to the draft.
yeah. So my brother come back from Korea,
Yep.
and he said, "Get in the Air Force."
Okay.
And I took his advice, and I went to the Air Force 4 years.
4 years.
4 years.
And what'd you do? I know. But what'd you do? I
What'd
know
you
what
do?
you. I knew what you did. You've
What
told
did
me
you
what
do?
you did. You were a flight instructor.
Yeah, all playing instruments.
Yeah. So that they could fly without sight.
And they sit in that, shut them in, and you're
The person that tells them how you taught them how to read that stuff. Do you think
Right.
Do you think you can still do it?
oh, I suppose. It'll be,
Probably something you don't
I-
forget.
I should have stayed in, but I didn't. But it was only paying me $233 a month.
$233 a month.
Yeah,
So then after 4 years, you got out.
I got out.
You got out.
Yep.
Okay.
They wanted me to stay in.
Well, yeah, probably because you were a #1 soldier, weren't you?
Yeah.
Top gun.
Tom Cruise. So after you got out of college, or out of the Air Force, you went you started working, right?
Yeah, for my dad. Farming.
What'd you guys raise?
Cattle.
Cattle
Feeder cattle.
and row crop and hay?
Hey, yep.
What was like the first task that you had to do in the morning?
Eat breakfast.
Okay, oh, that's other than getting ready.
Once you get out of the house.
So after you ate your toast, what was the?
Feed the cattle.
Okay, well, how'd you feed the cows?
Oh, we had the silos.
You had silos,
Yeah.
and so the silos would run out into
Run-
bunks and stuff like that.
Yeah, they had augers,
Yep.
augers, feed the tubes and feed the cattle.
Okay.
Silage
Yep.
and high moisture corn.
How many cows would you guys feed at one time?
Well, we had about 200.
200 you'd feed at one time?
Yeah.
That was quite a bit back then, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
How'd you plant the corn? Did you plant by wire?
Did. One time we did.
One time you planted by
Yeah.
wire? That's something that I think would be cool to see, planting by wire. I wouldn't want to do it, I'd just like to see it done, you know, in the checkers or whatever. Tell me about your planter and stuff, like what did you plant with then?
Kind of Ford tractor.
Ford tractor?
Yeah.
Like a 4-row?
Yeah, I had a 4-row.
4-row? A 1940 Ford tractor? What was the number
Then,
on?
huh?
What would be the number
8N.
on? 8N?
You wouldn't
You planted
mind-
with a 4-row planter with a 8N?
Yeah,
You sure it wasn't a 2-row?
no. We had a 8-row hooked on a Ford.
An 8-row? No,
4-row.
4-row on the 8N Ford. Okay,
Yeah. And
All
there
right.
was a
I'm following you.
Minneapolis planter.
So at some point you decided to go to town and start working, right?
Yeah. I worked Fisher Governor.
Fisher Governor.
Big lay. They teach me a big lay.
Yeah. What parts did you make?
Oh,
Anything they wanted you to make?
yeah.
So where was Fisher Governor at? Was that in Marshalltown?
Yeah.
What's Fisher Governor?
Valves. They're valves.
Like a manufacturing plant?
Yeah.
How long did you work at Fisher Governor?
Not very long.
Didn't like that one too much.
No, this is a pretty good one. Hold on, let me get your
No.
neck, and I'll let him tell you this part.
What you do, Wayne?
I didn't like that lay.
Then what happened? How'd they come hire you for the railroad?
You went down to the railroad.
Oh, you went down to the railroad.
Yeah, they was hiring me. I had to sign a paper, go to take a physical, and there was a guy with me. He was going for mechanic,
Yep.
and I was going for electric.
Yep.
I passed my physical. That guy didn't pass his physical.
Can they do that nowadays?
Yeah, people have to have a physical. You have to be able to perform the job duties listed in the job description.
Oh, I didn't know that. But it was a big pay raise to go work at the railroad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you would tell me.
A dollar, or 15 cents or something like that.
You turned in your 2 weeks and said, "See ya, I'm out of here." Or something.
No, I give them a week's notice.
A week's notice.
And boy, they were mad.
Did
They were mad.
Did-
They got done trading me on that big lathe. And I was glad to get out of there. And I was there 33 years. 2 months, 10 days.
In 10 days. So you were an electrician at the railroad.
Yeah.
Which railroad was this?
Chicago Northwestern.
Chicago Northwestern.
It's still running today.
Which that's the railroad yard right up there, right? Above
Yep.
the door. That was the railroad yard right there.
Yep, that's it. Pack them engines up, unhook all the leads,
Yeah.
raise them up, and shove up out the trucks and
Switch everything out, rebuild it.
raise it down. And,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's
And Wayne was a workaholic. Worked every holiday,
about,
just about every holiday, because what? They pay you overtime.
yeah,
2-time overtime.
no, time and a half.
Time and a half. And every time anybody wanted to go out on vacation, they'd pawn their shifts off on you, right?
They
Because you
did.
knew that you'd work it. There's 3 shifts, right? You told me there's 3 shifts, and you mainly worked the second shift, didn't you?
I worked all 3 shifts.
You worked all 3 shifts?
Yeah. One time I worked three shifts.
What's your,
Oh,
then the entire time you were working on the railroad, you were farming too?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yep. Couple farms,
couple farms. How many acres did you farm?
320,
320?
yeah.
What color tractor?
Red.
You were red.
Red, International,
Internationals.
560 I started out with, which was my dad's. I had to get it overhauled. It's the first tractor I ever had.
What was your second tractor?
And then International.
You have a 1066?
Yeah, not 10, what, 14. And I had one stolen.
Screaming down loud.
Oh,
What?
What?
you done?
No.
Yeah.
Down right straight, down to the coast, and then the coast,
Might have been Carolina or something like that.
it went up to what I told you?
Maryland?
Maryland,
Is that where it was found?
yeah,
You were a gleaner man, weren't you?
yep,
Did you always have gleaners?
yep. L2,
L2? How many rows was that?
6,
6 rows?
6 rows.
L2 or R2?
No.
L2?
L2,
I don't know anything about gleaners either.
okay.
Other than the rotors in there sideways and they got a funky looking auger.
No, they got a funky auger, but, this was a cylinder.
Yeah, the cylinder, but it's sideways. Or it's not like now our rotors are like in line
Yeah,
and this one would be like,
yeah.
so
like
if you were,
that.
it'd be like this, if I was sitting there, it'd be this way
Yeah,
instead of just behind me.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you like your gleaner?
Oh, yeah, it was, leaders were good.
What's the best crop you ever grew? Like best bushels you ever had?
100 bushels.
On corn or beans?
There ain't no way he grew 100 bushel beans. He'd be in the record books. He worked on the railroad for 33 years, 2 months, and 10 days. Not a minute longer than that. Not a minute
Right.
shorter either. So they came in and they said, hey, you can move or something, or you can retire early.
They retired me out.
They retired you out. And you said,
Yeah, bring the money.
Write the checkbook, boys.
Yeah. They paid me a year and a half wages.
And you said, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
You used to come down here and camp.
Yeah.
Down here in
Right.
Bridgeview, yeah. And you found this place because there's a for sale sign.
Yeah,
What year did you buy this place?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I remember.
What was the condition of the farm when you bought it?
It's just weedier than sin.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
trees?
Trees, brush, just
A mess.
a mess. Yep.
So after you retired, you weren't done working.
No.
So you bought this place. It didn't have the ponds. You built all the ponds,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
you? You built all the ponds. You pulled all the trees that were in bad shape, right?
Yeah.
You pushed
Cut
the
'em.
trees out. Yeah, I know.
Cut
I
'em.
found a couple of them. Remember that time that I was digging that hole down there or whatever? That pipe in?
No.
By the dam, I was digging the pipe in, and you cut a stump off, and you just killed the tree, and you pushed dirt over it, and I was digging, and I found the stump in the ground, and I pulled the whole excavator into the hole.
I don't remember that.
I do.
You did?
I had the excavator on its side.
I'm pretty sure we have video of it somewhere.
We're out the.
No, that's not that. That wasn't that time. I got stuck bad another time. No, right down there where at the top of the pond, it used to have that really bad gully, that washout, and I put a pipe in there, and we filled in that washout. Yeah, that was, I don't remember
Over
what year.
here?
Yeah,
Down
down
here?
here by the crossing. Yeah, you buried a tree, and I
I
found it.
did?
Yeah. And you carried that all the way to the back, and the back of the tractor was just like just a little bit light on the back end of that Kubota. Yeah. Then you came down here, you fixed this place up, you built the shop, and then you met me. Do you
Yeah.
remember when we met?
Damn. Damn.
Yeah.
Over there.
What was I doing?
He was catching animals.
Snapping turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Snapping
Yeah.
turtles. I remember.
Yeah, you were a lot skinnier. That's
Yeah.
what you got it.
Yeah, that would have been 9 years. That's going to be 9 years ago.
Wow.
That's going to be over 9 years ago. Because I remember it because the first thing you came up to me, you didn't have your shirt on, you were on a mower, and we were running around. I was taking somebody turtle trapping,
Yeah.
and I asked if you could turtle trap the ponds, and you go, sure, but somebody already has. And then you looked at me and you go, do you know how old I'm going to be? You go, I'm turning 80 years old next year. So you were 79 years old, which I'm 30. You're 88. Yeah,
Wednesday.
9 years ago. 9 years ago. 9 years ago.
Then what?
Well, then and then I was still in school.
Yeah.
And
I
you
knew
used to
that.
sit right here all the time
Yeah.
and wave at everybody after you got done mowing. And I'd stop and talk to you when I'd be going to school or coming back from school. When I graduated school, I lived in the camper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cold camper. I don't know how you still it.
First thing he came up with, which is, you remember that?
No.
Your transfer tank, so that I didn't have
Oh,
to,
yeah.
you gave me your old transfer tank.
You
Uh,
still got it?
I still got it. You want it
Yeah.
back?
No.
I never used it.
I don't. I don't.
I
want
ordered the
it.
porta potty.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want it? It's in good shape.
Yeah.
Probably can hold crap right now. But then what? So that would have been the first year that we farmed together. Yeah.
You wanted to farm, and you got to
I
farm.
wanted to hay with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you and Art and Jimmy used to show up here and mow all your hay down in one day. And I thought it was really cool. And I came over and I said, hey, I'll help you stack bales. And then I learned that you don't have to have help stacking bales. You stacked all your bales yourself. So then we started haying. So my first year haying, man, that was a disaster. You remember that? You remember that time? Like that hay out there that got rained on about 7 times? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that was something. I bought that mower and you told me not to use that mower. You remember that mower I bought?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was an old Hydro Swing sickle bar mower. And I drug it home and you were sitting right here when I went past with it and you came over immediately and you looked at me and you go, "What'd you buy that piece of for?" And I was like, "I gotta mow hay." And you're like, no. After we did hay for a year, we grew soybeans. And then I bought the farm in,
4 years ago?
I think it's about 4 years ago now. I don't remember off the top of my head. About 4 years ago. Every year that Wayne and I would row crop, we'd take a picture together during the harvest to kind of remember the year. So the first year we row crop together was 2016. We grew 74 bushel an acre soybeans. They were a 4.2 soybean. The first soybeans we planted that year, the last soybeans that we harvested, and they were still green. Holy smokes, that was a challenge, but great beans. 2017 had amazing looking corn. I remember that. I was actually at the tire shop, and guys at the tire shop were actually talking about my corn. They didn't know it was my corn. And they asked me, he said, "You farm out that way. Whose corn is that?" And I said, "Mine." Best looking coming up corn I ever had. And then we got absolutely no rain all of June and July, and the current corn burned up, and it did 143 bushels an acre. It had the best potential of corn I'd ever seen, though. 2018, so this would have been my first year that I owned the farm. I remember that. So 2018, we had a drought for the second year in the row, but the beans were good for the weather that we had. We must have gotten a little bit of late rains there. Grew 60 bushel beans, which is respectable beans for our area. And then 2019 would have been the first year that I actually started YouTube videos, and I did a YouTube video on the 10 inches of rain that I got in 10 days after planting. It was just crazy. 35 total inches of rain that year. I probably should have replanted parts of that field. One of the reasons that I really did a bunch of tiling and stuff too. But we ended up growing 181 bushel corn, even with the bad conditions that year. 2019. 2020 in our area was a rough year. I mean, we had, again, kind of that same situation where we had a really good looking crop coming on and got no rainfall during the critical times. Like, for instance, I got the rainfall on there. It was like May we got 5 inches, June we got 4 inches, July we got 3.5 inches. So the corn did okay, but when it came to August, we got pretty much no rain. And then September it says 7.1 inches, but that was so late that everything was just burned up and done. And then October, basically no rain again. It just wasn't a good soybean year. The corn wasn't bad. Grew 49 bushel soybeans. Definitely off the mark of where we had been growing in the past. And then last year, it was a good growing year. Some of the improvements that I'd been working on the farm really started to show through there with the tiling, the fertility of the ground. It really rocked it. We saw 282 bushel corn on the monitor. We averaged 219 bushels, and for the first time in my growing career that the crop prices were actually okay, or good. So, Molly and I get married this year, right?
Yeah.
And guys are supposed to ask people that are important to them in their lives to, like, stand with them and stuff. And I know you wouldn't want to stand with me, but I was wondering if you'd be like my honorary best man.
Oh, I don't think so.
You don't have to stand. You don't have to stand with me in bachelor party or nothing.
I don't.
Just an honorary title.
It's just an honorary title. There is a chance that you might have to dance with Molly.
Well, I could do that.
You could do that.
Just one dance. It's all right.
You might have to dance with Molly.
Just
Shuffle.
Don't
Just
worry,
a little
I'm not a
shuffle?
very good dancer.
Okay.
Well, I want you to say yes, not okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
He's so excited about this.
I don't.
Have to just, man, if that's not a story of the relationship. I'll get you your suit and you'll look dapper like Dan, and I'll probably have to cut your hair again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the rules if you get a haircut?
Yeah.
You can't go see no women for at least 48 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's not fair to them.
I never heard of that.
How do you eat these? Do you peel them?
No,
I just washed
you
them.
cut them.
You cut them?
Yeah.
Wayne says we can eat these toad radishes.
I don't know.
I've been told you can eat them. I just haven't given myself a. I'll try it. Yeah, I'll cut off the outside, even though I washed it. I don't know. Huh? I don't know about this. Does that taste right? Does that taste right?
Huh?
Does that taste right? That tastes right?
They aren't hot.
Are they supposed to be hot? Oh yeah?
Yeah. You'll like it.
That's hot!
You got a hot one? Why not?
They're hot! Why? I didn't know they could be hot. Oh my god!
Just a minute.
That's like screaming hot!
You got to cut a little.
I don't know, Wayne. I don't know what he...
Give me a sliver. See if it's soft. It isn't bad. Just like this one.
That ain't right. That is weird.
You know it was good.
Well, I know it's not. If this is good, then I do not know what's good.